Then I understood I need to have Indian government blessings. Then only it is a blessing to do this ministry. When I came in 1993 in the out of hospital, I called a group of Christians and I registered a ministry called Evangelizing Asia for Christ. That persecution did not stop me, and it gave a more burden in my heart. All over India we have the temples. And I registered that ministry in 1993. Then I came to America to study in Columbia International University. And 95, 96, even I stayed with Pastor Greg Towler in Lancaster. He invited me to come and stay with us. Angel, I went to 2 weeks for camp. You come and stay with me. I went and I stayed with Pastor Greg Towler for 2 weeks. How he impressed me, his life, Pastor Greg Towler's life. He told me, I want to go he calls me, I want to go and help going to help someone house, he told me. What kind of help, I asked. There is a widow, very old lady. I am going to clean her house and campus. So with the shorts, I also put my shorts, I went. It appeared to me in India, all the pastors are more spiritual. Not it is just going and working at all. And I went with him, with the shorts. He cleans all that campus. And
by campus you mean yard?
Yeah.
Yard, okay.
And all the leaves. Here that old lady comes afterwards. Thank you so much what you have done, Pastor. So when I went back to India, it kept on in my heart. Such a pastor, yes, such a royal luxury life. Even I shared in a pastor's conference. I went back, just it came in my mind, I said that. So I went back to India. I studied 4 years philosophy in biblical church planting. I come up with this church planting manual. And we started to plant more churches all over India. Using simple philosophy, God called Paul. We see Book of Acts, simple truth, how this gospel started to preach, how the churches began to grow. Then we see Paul's letters for church planting. So I started to use that philosophy. Then I saw how this church can grow, new churches planting. In 2003, when I was planting church, I went to Canada, Prison Fellowship International, for the conference. They invited me. Then a group of brothers from Canada, 5 of them came and stayed with me for 6 months. When they came, when my dad got saved, you see this campus here, that is, my dad has around 50 acres of land. He gave 2 acres of land to the church. When I got saved, then my dad got saved. My sisters, 4 of them get saved. My brother-in-laws got saved. Their children got saved. We removed home temple, community temple. Then in that campus itself, we built a church. Pastor Michael Lewis from Columbia International University, Dr. Richard P. Belcher, they built a church where Pastor Greg Towler came and slept with a group of pastors on the floor with the military rations, U.S. military rations, you know, the dry foods.
Yeah, I remember that.
And with the beds. They stayed in that campus. Then from Canada, those brothers came. I showed them, this is our campus. My dad gave this land. God inspired their heart. One day they told me, God has told us to build a hospital here. God has told us to build a Bible college here. God has told us to build a orphanage, office for you. It was like a dream for me. God has told us to bring a 40-feet container with 49 tons of equipments for the hospital. And they went back. 5 of them came and stayed with me 6 months. All building construction. I will show you one by pictures. Brian, is it? Brian? Yeah. This is the only part of the building. Front side is around 200 feet length, 45 width. All bricks, concrete, steel, roof.
Is this the hospital or the school?
Hospital, that is hospital,
Okay.
and also backside a library.
What's the next picture? Let's keep them rolling, guys.
This is just a campus. Just we are putting some, this is some of the equipments from Canada. They sent it, delivery beds and
So
wheelchairs.
this is the hospital here
Hospital
inside.
room,
Okay.
yes.
A little bit different than what you
So-
experience here.
Doctor and the nurses, we put a camp and they come and give a, part-time now we are having doctors and nurses, they come and give a service. So we started an orphanage when they built a new buildings. We have 30 children and also 20 more kids likes to come and join with us. Our philosophy is until unless we have sponsorship, we are not going to take them. So each
You
child
said
costs
20 more kids? Is that what?
20 more kids.
20 more.
Want to come until unless we have a sponsorship, we are not going to take. So then that is the children.
So when kids come, people like in the States sponsor them so that you can feed them and give them clothing so they can school and all that. And so you don't take any more until you actually are able to get people to sponsor them so that you can supply their needs.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes. And this is the container they purchased from Canada. Still it is there. We received 2 containers. And recently, before I was coming here 1 month back, I received 1 more container with tons of library books for our Bible college.
Well, that's amazing. God, big hand for
Thank you.
You know, I would have never thought that a trip to India and making a contact with somebody would, down the years, turn into actually partnering together to do some ministry. And that's, Crossroads is actually supporting the ministry there in India, in case you didn't know that. And our trip this summer will be to that same campus to do different types of ministry there. There's so many ministry opportunities. We've got to sort of narrow it down to the things that we can do. But we're going to, having Daniel hang around if you want to talk to him about anything after our service wraps up. Daniel, I want to thank you for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you.
And before we wrap up, you can go ahead. Thank you again.
Thank
Y'all.
you. Thank you.